we're counting down the Final Fantasy Fridays, counting them down. We're getting towards the end. We're on the tail end of Endwalker. Hey, BB10. So we're gonna keep going. It's going to be I can't even think today. We should finish up Elpis today and get to the dungeon, and then it'll be probably, I'm gonna guess, about 3 more weeks of the stream and done. Should be able to finish up Endwalker, and then finally we can move on to some Fire Emblem that I've been promising my nephews forever. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I was gonna say I had something else in mind and I can't remember what it was. I did get my Fire Emblem Warriors today. It came in the mail. Fire Emblem Warriors. I gotta play this some this weekend. It's kind of a what if story for the 3 houses, because I don't think. Supposedly Byleth is bad or something. I don't know, but I gotta play it and see what. And I'm totally doing Blue Lions first, because you know, Dimitri and Sylvain, fucking Felix. Yes, it's out already. I just got it delivered today from Amazon. I pre-ordered it. All right, let me check my retainers. Oh, what I was also saying is because of the holiday coming up, and then I've got to help my mother-in-law with some stuff. We may end up having to skip a Saturday stream or a Friday stream at some point. There's probably going to be a skip stream here. So I'm going to hope I can push through and finish Endwalker before that happens, and then maybe we can take a couple of Fridays off. Because I have been streaming Friday for, like, literally almost a year, like almost every Friday. So having a couple weeks off between between ending this and picking up a Fire Emblem, which I think I'm going to do Radiant Dawn, Dawn of Radiance, whatever. One of those, whichever is the first, because there's one and then there's the sequel. That I'll probably pick that up next, but I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break in between. All right, let's get my retainers, see what they got for me. As you can see, I have Yang. And you don't know who Yang is, but you will, because at some point, I haven't figured out when I'm going to slip it in, but I am going to stream his route in Pia Fiore for you. And that is going to be one where you're like, you know what, Cassie's going to watch. She's going to watch specifically for you, BB10. Yes. But I have Yang. Yes. But I think you'll enjoy it more. I think it's more interesting than some of the other visual novels I've streamed, and it's more exciting, I think. And I will probably turn off the voices because it's all in Japanese, and I am not going to sit there and just have you guys read the screen. I will have to do voices. And I know there are going to be people who are watching, but like, why aren't you just letting the voices go? Because if you want to listen to the voice acting, buy the fucking game yourself. Seriously. Seriously, support the developers, buy the game. When you watch my streams, I do the voice acting. Unless it's in English, then we'll listen to it.
Was BB10 already being lewd in chat?
Already. I can't understand it.
I don't want to hear about his whores anymore.
The Chesman says he doesn't want to hear about your whores anymore. Alright. Oh, and see, look, I got Rude Hero. Rude Hero! But you know what? I don't have his outfit yet. He's not high enough, and I gotta find an outfit for him. But this is Rude Hero, as you can see. Mm-hmm. Alright, so that's enough of that ridiculousness. Let us get into New Game Plus. It's hose. I know it's hose! Oh, I gotta get my MSQ list up. Let's see. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We are in the MSQ level 87, so we are getting there. We're going to, I think we're going to finish up this area today, and then we'll have about 20 quests left to the end of the expansion, and to the end of Endwalker, and we're done. So I would like, stop with the cheatings. I would like to, I would hope I can get that done in the next, like, we'll do today and then the next 2 weeks and then be done. So we'll see, though. We'll see. Alright, back to a past not yet come. Back to Elpis. And that was a long haul. It's been a long haul getting here. I can't believe how many hours of streaming I had to do to get us here, but finally here. Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I returned this stolen property. If you would go on ahead to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I have attended to that task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. Yes, it's Vana. Even though we're actually Vana too. But that Vana is just, well, a title. But yes. I think she is our successor. No. We are her successor. You needn't be nervous around Vana. Those white robes mark her as one of fair and impartial reasoning. Aside from the emissary, Elpis, such garb is worn only by those who have stepped down from public office to serve as advisors. Whatever you have to say, she will listen without judgment. Yes, this will be far more comfortable than interrogating you on the side of the road. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please, make yourself at home while I put on some tea. I'm gonna guess it's voiced.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
I like that Answers, which is the name of the song from ARR. It's a piano version playing in the background. It makes me want to cry. Well, a calamity called the final days has befallen the world. Let's see. I'm just gonna go with this one.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
Well, it's true.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis Flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future, whence she came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital on Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which she must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any, but we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman.
Well, I
To
would think you
sacrifice
would.
oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable?
Because you were lonely. Because you were lonely.
Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emmett Selk, wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Well, Dynamis is the key to all of this. I'm fairly certain.
Ah yes, the energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of Dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes, I believe this warrants further investigation. With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. And suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest.
I didn't drink my tea. Oh, is it gone? Did I drink it? Really?
Have faith. If Emmett Selk is the man Azam described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Oh, wait. Azam. Azam! I'm not Vana. I'm Azam. Okay, never mind. I'm getting all screwed up with these names. Oh, was it empty? Okay, so the Warrior of Light is actually a shard of Azem. I'm pretty sure. Vana? Yeah. Okay, anyways. Shall we begin our investigations then? I am acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, I know only that which is common knowledge. Thus, I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Meteon, and I have a good idea of where we might begin. Alright, how do I get out of here? Here. Yeah, we haven't seen Azem. Yes. See you, the woman standing in front of yonder building. Her name is Ismene. She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go and ask your questions. I will help with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic up to you. Questions? For me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Oh, great. Can't be skipped. Greetings, Ismene. Ismene. I hate these names. My friend here is desperately curious. Uh-oh. Missed it. Certainly, Miss Vana. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? Well, what kind of person is Hermes? Well, I can only answer from my own experience, but I would describe him as a quiet man, reserved, you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. The man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail, and is the leading authority on concepts with the power of flight. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? Well, how long do you know of Medion's abilities? It's no secret that she is a highly unusual familiar. Of late, the chief often makes his rounds with her, like a mother hen raising her chick. I understand that she is able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Well, do you trust him? I beg your pardon. I've known Chief Hermes for many years. Though I cannot say we are close, he has never withheld information to the detriment of our duties, if that is what you mean. Forgive us. We seem to have veered slightly off course here. Is there perhaps someone else who could tell us more about Medion? That would be Timaeus. He has a similar expertise with flying concepts, and is more than eager to discuss the subject. You'll find him conducting his observations on the banks of the stream somewhere to the east. Oh, and, unless you take a particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Think nothing of it. If there is aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Come, Rislin, I think we've taken enough of Ismin's time. I don't know about you. She's just been standing around here for hours. I don't think she's busy. I don't think most of these people are busy. Our investigation is off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here I propose that we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers, if you could track down the colleague Ismin mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during that previous conversation, you seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. All I ask is that you watch your flirting around the stream. We can meet back here once you've finished speaking with this Timaeus. Alrighty. There he is. Hey, Superman. How you doing? Yes, I am Timaeus, but please keep your voice down. You startle the birds. Oh boy, can't skip this one. So, what is it you wish to speak about? Well, what do you think of Chief Hermes' flying creations? Chief Hermes' work? A worthy subject indeed. Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view. Others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know of none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Well, Medion too is a marvel then. My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Medion as a concept, I have never delved too deeply into the workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Medion's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny. Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Entelekes? Dynamis and Entelekes. Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? Then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now, I really must return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to? This Tamaios guy. Whatever. Yes, Entelekes. I've never heard that. I'm gonna guess that's a made-up term. I think it is. Back already. That was quick work. You were obviously clever enough to head off any of that rambling Ismin mentioned. So have you any new findings to share? I see. Even an expert in the field had little understanding of Meteon's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Meteon as his personal project and could provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we've made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusions. Interesting. I guess it is a real word. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis and the Entelekes, which can control it. Yet most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth, except for Hermes, it seems. Thus, I am inclined to stay our current course and learn all we can about the Chief Overseer and his familiar. And on that subject, was there aught else of note you could tell me about Meteon, aside from her unorthodox method of communication? Well, there are more like her. She had sisters! She had sisters, and they're in space! She and her sisters were created to journey to the stars in search for intelligent life. I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse in search of a deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue, one which we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Peripeteia Crystalline, not far from here. Just follow the path to the west. Alright. Where is this? Here. This tower and the one further along are both part of Peripeteia Crystalline, the facility where they archive all of Elpis's observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces which, while fascinating, is not the reason we are here, is it? I shall cut my architectural lessons short and see that those two archivists have to see what those two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there anon. You have questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Indeed. So if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should then have sufficient data for our official records. Now, what was it you wished to speak with me about? The Chief Overseer's personal research project. And by that I assume you mean Medion. Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly when Medion appeared, only that she now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Although, I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Galeen shared with me. Galeen is my partner, and a fellow researcher here in Elpis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Meteon heavensward, a host of them. For several days she would speak of that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she had ever witnessed. That sounds like a story I should like to hear. Mistress Vana, I thought you had already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with a retelling of this sight, which so delighted your Galeen? Of course. Or you could hear it from her lips directly, if you prefer. At present, she should be observing a subject in Metabasios Thalassai. God, what is wrong with all these Greek names? Metabasios Thalassai. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Vana. Even though such pursuits must continually and regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. 'Tis a rest well-deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly have we prospered for the wisdom you accumulated during your travels as a Zem. Oh, she was a Zem. Okay, so she was a Zem before I was a Zem. Got it. I knew that was how. I knew that we both shared the same role. But her, her real name is Vana. But her title was a Zem before she stepped down. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't get that messed up. And what would Elpis be without your earlier academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis of many techniques still in use today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embody that nature with as much enduring passion as you. I dare say there is not a soul alive more worthy of a return. I shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. I will be honored. Well, shall we take this opportunity to meet with Galeen in person? Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It will take you up to the Skyway and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That would be most helpful. Thank you. I have opened the path to the Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across the Skyway, and you will find yourself at the entrance to Metabasios Thelasai. Galeen will be eager to share her tale with you, I am sure. Man, all types of stuff is selling on the market today. The tower ahead is still part of Peripateia Crystalline. We will need to ask for passage through to the upper tier. Approachable Archivist. Mistress Vernah, just passing through? Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there is always an observer or two out on the upper Skyway. Oh yes, I'm getting much richer. Many, many riches. Alright, I'm just gonna fly. Mistress Vernah, I was not told to expect. We would have prepared an official welcome. Please, there is no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen, if that might be arranged. Yes, Galeen, of course. I will inform her immediately. But she may be engaged in a testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know your business is urgent? That won't be necessary. This lovely view will keep us occupied until she is ready to receive us.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view. What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
As beautiful as ever.
I swear I could hear the glimmer in your eyes and the adoration in your voice. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account.
There's a lot to tell. We might be here for a while. I probably did. When she went, like, shocked, that was probably television at a television.
Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it. Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true, and a presence without, immense yet intimate. Fate, perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating, how keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose. My love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. A moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this. And tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
Oh boy.
Pray forgive my lateness. My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. 'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone, like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Matea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
Huh. Well, I suspect this might have something to do with something. So, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be to divine why, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. I should like to visit the site from which Hermes sent forth the Matea. If we are fortunate, we might find some hint of what drives this research of his. Galeen said she spotted them in the southeast, rising from an isle she could see from the edge. If we stand at that same vantage point, it should not prove too difficult to locate the isle in question. Let's take a look, shall we? Yes, it was a space verb launch. Look at how pretty the sky is. Nice and pink and violet. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. This skybox is pretty. It's very pretty. Now, if I were conducting some mystery research, where would I go? Ah, what about that one? Have you the means to fly? 'Tis quite a distance away. Inconvenient, but hardly an insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. Argos! It's the puppers! It's the pupper. My friend, would you mind creating a double to carry Rislin over here over to the island? Stubborn creature. There is no place on this great star we have not together traveled, and still he remains obstinate in the presence of strangers. Argos has rather exacting standards, I'm afraid. What? You've ridden him before. Ah, your before meaning my after. Not at all confusing, that. Interesting. 'Tis certainly not unthinkable. But speaking of the here and now, the quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. Demonstrate to him that you are capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you should convince Argos that you are worthy of his back. And besides, I might even teach you a thing or two in the bargain. You seem doubtful. But useful lesson or not, it will certainly be a moment to remember. A memory of the distant past to cherish. What say you, traveler out of time? Choose your battlefield. We're doing this. We're gonna be sparring with the Bana. I admire your confidence. Hold on, I'm cleaning my glasses here. Clear your mind and prepare your weapons. I will await you at the clearing over yonder. Yes, we are doing it. I did, on accident though. Alright. Shall we begin? Be warned, I'll not go easy on you. We'll just do normal. I don't think I need very easy. Well, maybe I will. We'll see. It's easier with
Let neither side hold back.
Ouch. That hurts. Oh, shit.
My blade sings!
Oh my god. This is gonna take a while.
My blade sings!
Probably a good thing I'm not doing this as a white mage. It would take even longer.
Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter. Have a taste.
Oh boy. Okay, come on, can you stop? There you go.
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I. Prepare yourself.
Oh no. Ouch. Yeah, it's, oh crap. A vocal version of one of the main things. Shit. Shit! There you go.
Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
Ah, shit. Oh. It's not fun as melee. I'm gonna get all these things. Come on. Okay. Oh, there's more of them. Come on. Oh, better not be slide puzzle. Oh, crap. Oh, she's gonna get two of them. Shit, she's getting powered up. No. Oh boy.
Break your chains, shed your burdens, and show me your strength of will! You still stand. The people of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope. I have seen enough.
Oh, I made it through, I think. Yay! Duty complete.
"'Twas my intent to finish it, but clearly I underestimated you. One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azam when we first sparred. Despite being less than half my age, her strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship. Far more even than your tales would suggest. It seems we have both learned much on our journeys.
I'm worthy! Woohoo! Argos must have remembered me in the future.
Now, I dare say he is warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
Argos will soon have us standing on the very spot where the Matea made their departure into the night sky. With luck, we will learn something of Hermes' intentions. My hope is that we find no connection, no festering wish for oblivion. Then we might have Hermes and his considerable expertise working for us rather than against us. Let us move over to the edge before mounting, shall we? That will allow Argos to catch the currents rising up from below and give us a smooth ride over to the isle. Where are we? Where the flower upon your return? Oh yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, keep going. Keep going. It's not a lie. It is not a lie. Just as the cake was not a lie. Well, it was a lie, but whatever. Climb onto Argo's back, and we can be off. You know, I honestly cannot remember the last time he carried anyone but me. Argos motions to his back with his muzzle. You've been given the go-ahead to hop on. Isn't this pleasant? Argos certainly seems to think so. Sylvain has completed a venture! Hopefully he came back with kisses. Now, what was the name of that tree? No? Something. She's talked too fast. Noe Taforian. Quite a striking specimen, is it not? Oh yes. Plenty of kisses. Brace yourself for the landing. I wouldn't want you tumbling off at the last moment.
Quite a small place, lacking even the most basic equipment. The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before?
Oh yeah, all the time. I just can't do it at will, but yeah.
So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you. Come and stand before me. There are two ways to see the past. The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory. The second requires no subject, and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether. As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit.
No, I am not a fraud. Stop it.
But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars. Estimated time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness. Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
Whatever intelligent beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture. Possessed of unique ways of thinking. Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. Completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike... how?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No. I will think earnestly on them all. And I will share them with our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence. Perhaps then our star will become a better place. Not only for man, but for all life. Meteon, as though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet. Learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps... a flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
So, what is your opinion?
Well, I don't think Hermes would wish for the final days. It didn't seem like it.
I'm inclined to agree. As we had suspected, the two are somehow involved. Yet 'tis difficult to believe that they would deliberately seek to end all life. In light of this, I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days, as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution. Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness. 'Twould not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
still here. There are any number of places where Hermes might be in Elpis. But we could do worse than to look in Ctisis Hyperborea, the largest facility. It stands in Ethoseletikos Boreas, the northern island. I wonder, Rislin, for an institution which claims to studiously research every species destined for release into the world, did you not question how they find room for them all on so few islands? The answer lies within Ctisis itself. I touched upon the practice before back at the archives, where a vast area is stitched together out of multiple conceptual spaces. The same holds true for the interior of this facility and its magically constructed environs. 'Tis there, within those sprawling habitats, that the chief overseer and most of Elpis's observers conduct the bulk of their work. Come, the simplest route is via the Neuse north of Poitenoikos. What? All the way up here? I have a turkey, like a big turkey breast in the crock pot that's cooking up because I'm going to make pulled barbecued turkey sandwiches for dinner. And then I'm going to have leftover turkey for turkey tacos later. But it's a huge turkey. It's smelling so good. I'm dying. I want to eat. But I can't. I got to wait until the end of the stream. But oh my gosh, it's smelling so good. Smelling so good. What? What is it? This appears to be the teleporter Vana told you about. Motes of light yet hang in the air, suggesting the device was but recently activated. Ah, good. The news acknowledged you as my guest. You should now have the authority to use it as you wish. As for the way to Ctisis Hyperborea, we follow this path, then turn left at the crossroads. This looks like a dungeon. Here we are, the grandest research facility in Elpis. We should head inside and ask after Hermes' whereabouts. Hermes is at another facility, as we have just discovered. Furthermore, we've confirmed that his studies into Dynamis, as well as his creation of Meteon, were entirely private pursuits. No one else we spoke with appeared to possess the chief's depth of knowledge on the subject, and neither did we hear any tales of stolen research. Which means that if Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse, then he might be recruited to help prevent one. Or so saith the illustrious Emmet Selk. According to your story, the 14 divined the connection between the celestial currents and the final days, but were never able to pinpoint the root cause of the calamity. With our people's greatest minds, not to mention Hythlodaeus' sharp eyes committed to the pursuit of a solution, such an outcome seems inconceivable. The only possible explanation is if the nature of the catalyst was so inexplicable that even we failed to perceive it. And what better fits that description than the invisible, intangible dynamis? Which in turn leads us to our next question. How did Hermes, in his role as Van Daniel, not recognize the subject of his own research? We must assume that he either knew and was unable to help, or that he was otherwise prevented from identifying the cause in the first place. At this juncture, all we can do is speculate. To be clear, the Convocation does not tolerate acts of deception or malice. We are practiced at perceiving truth, and would have known had Van Daniel lied to us. Hermes has no conscious wish for the world to end. Of that I am certain. It seems there is more to the tale after all. We conducted an investigation of our own, you see. How comforting. We seem to have reached the exact same conclusion. I see no reason to delay further. 'Tis time we brought Hermes into the fold, as it were. Well, thank you for understanding. Save your thanks. I did not say I believed your ridiculous story. But as Emmett Selk, I have a duty to examine any potential threat to our existence, no matter how ludicrous or personally offensive I may find it. Fine! Don't believe me! Seriously, dude. Come on. I'm trying to help you guys here. Do not approach me. Do not speak to me, and do not dare presume to treat me as a friend. I am merely carrying out my duty. How lovely. Our merry duo has become a quartet. Past disagreements are no reason to reject collaboration in the here and now. I commend Emmett Selk for his practicality. I think the time for leisurely exploration is past. If I might have a moment to adjust my vision. Oh, there he is. On the next aisle over. Medion is with him. Hermes appears to be in the midst of an observational study, but I suggest we hurry over before they venture elsewhere. Head straight down the path. We can teleport to Mesopsis Euros from the device at the bottom of the slope. Calling them Hades. Well, that's a lot could change when you're spending centuries and centuries and lifetimes, several lifetimes, 100 lifetimes, alone and trying to fix what's broke. There's something on my glasses that just will not... Come on, it's a smudge that won't go away. Okay, there we go. Got it. Mesopsis Euros is interesting in that it is the only region in Elpis which lacks a researcher hub. This is largely due to the nature of its observation sites, within which they let loose creatures anticipated to be unruly and dangerous. I have also heard tell that the area is kept deliberately sparse in the event that, well, let us just say that no one should live near the Neuse, which provides access to a certain facility. What? You expect me to praise you and your progress? On the contrary, I'm simply surprised you made it this far. Then again, even with you slowing her down, there is no denying that Vana is an accomplished researcher. Her wealth of wisdom and experience is unmatched, and her achievements in creation magics, in any field, frankly, are nothing short of extraordinary. Though the singular brilliance which sets her apart can make her motives somewhat impenetrable at times. As her student and successor puts it, she is a force of nature, at once so close and at the same time so very distant. Okay. They are close by, within the Hungering Gardens. That would be the circular enclosure you see just up ahead. Well then, Rislin, Make yourself useful and bring Hermes out here to us. If I were to go, he would assume I was only there to press him on the Van Daniel matter. Of all of us present, you stand the best chance at convincing him to put aside his work for the moment. But the creations in there are not exactly... Then again, perhaps Rizlin can handle them. She did survive a bout with Vana, after all. Off you go to find Hermes, but do be prepared to come to blows with the garden's denizens. That's okay, I'll just fly over them. I'll just fly over. Let's see, where is Hermes? Ah, there he is. Rizlin, where did you come from? Oh boy. Rizlin, what are you doing here? I thought you were keeping Hythlodaeus and Emet company. An important matter. And unrelated to my decision on Van Daniel, you say? Then yes, I will come, as soon as my work here is finished. It will not be long, I promise, but you should really wait outside the garden with the others. This is no place for idle exploration. What's his name? Warble Marcus. His name is Marcus. What? Marquise. Spoke with Hermes then, and were briefly entangled with the denizens of the Hungering Gardens as well. I see, or should I say, smell. I cannot speak for certain Convocation members, but I for one am impressed with your fortitude. Well done indeed. Now that you've convinced Hermes to confer with us, let us pray that things will soon take a turn for the better. For as fascinating as it would be to meet the Emmet Selk, who would recreate Amarat in the depths of the oceans, I think it best for all concerned if such tragic events never came to pass. Be it in our future or your past, assuming yours is not truly written in stone. Naive hope that is. Hermes said you would not be long, yes? Hermes said he would not be long, yes? Then we shall wait here until he emerges.
My apologies for keeping you waiting. I understand there is a matter you wish to discuss.
Aye. A matter of the utmost gravity. If one can suspend disbelief. Go on then. Tell him what you told us. Who you are and why you came.
Final days.
The phenomena observed during these star-encompassing calamities is likely the product of a dynamis reaction. And none is more versed in the applications of this energy than you, Hermes. I must stress that we do not believe you would desire such destruction. We come not to lodge accusations, but to beg your wisdom. And so, distressing though the exercise may be, I ask that you share with us your opinion on the matter, on the assumption that our visitor's tale is true.
Even you, Vana. As you say, the phenomena observed in the two calamities may both be attributed to dynamis. Of note is the difference in its effect. In the first final days, it warped creation magics. In the second, it warped the people themselves. The key variable, I suspect, is the etheric density of the men of each age. As you know, ether, in essence, negates dynamis. Harboring high concentrations of ether, we ancients cannot readily manipulate dynamis, nor be manipulated by it. Therefore, rather than ourselves, the calamity affected our magics. In contrast, having been sundered, the people of the future are composed of but a fraction of our ether. Thus are they susceptible to the influence of dynamis and its transformative potential. But that would explain only the mechanism, not the cause. Though perhaps...
What is it? Even should it be a hypothesis, we would hear it.
Dynamis is an energy put in motion by feelings. Feelings for which there must first exist a source. A source to which the victims must be attuned. One that harbors the selfsame negative emotions. Elsewise it could not be the agent of such extreme change.
So it wasn't the stagnation of the celestial currents. Someone, or something, is instigating the star's demise.
So, we've a villain on our hands after all. Any idea who or what it could be?
The celestial currents comprise the outermost layer of the star's ether, encasing it like a protective sphere. According to your tale, it was where the currents were weakest that the phenomena first manifested. If the inciting factor came from without Aetheris, then its effects would first be seen in those locations.
What?
Greetings. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
Meteion. What is it?
Executing scheduled task, suspending individual self and connecting to shared consciousness. Connection established. Commencing status report.
Steady, Meteion. Steady.
So scared. So lonely. The pain. It's too much. Why? Why do we... They hurt.
Oh no.
This is wrong. All wrong.
She's gone? But how?
She has altered her etheric density in order to blend in with her surroundings, an ability for avoiding confrontation.
Most effective. Frustratingly so. I can't see her either. Not even a trace.
Stay away. Please. This is wrong. My mistake. So please.
you all right?
Not really.
In your mind? No. We only heard her speak the instant before she vanished.
Of course. When communicating without words, Meteon also employs dynamis. That will explain why you were able to hear her, when we could not.
Then you are our best chance of finding her. Follow her voice and try to track her down.
I don't
Though
know.
we may be, let us split up and search as well.
She found something out there. Something out there that caused her to freak the fuck out. Alright, gotta find her. This quest is actually pretty annoying. Suspicious disturbance. You calm your mind, your senses questing for any hint of Meteon's presence. But you fail to hear her voice. She must be elsewhere. At least it should be a little bit better with me being able to fly. Here we go. You calm your mind, your senses questing for any hint of Meteon's presence. But you fail to hear her voice. She must be elsewhere. Blah, blah, blah. Ugh. Alright, I don't see any sparklies. You see any sparklies? I don't see any sparklies. I remember not being a fan of this. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that way. I remember not being a fan of this quest. There we go. There's a lot of trees. There are a lot of trees. Let me see if I'll look behind a tree though. Ah, here we go. It seeps into my mind. Our voices. Reporting. No, no. Hermes mustn't hear them. I have to run. To hide. Meteon's anguished voice grows distant as the source seems to flee down the slope. Strange to catch even the faintest whisper, but fail to hear Meteon's voice. She must be elsewhere. Greetings and salutations. Wait, who is this? Is that Medium? Oh. Commencing report. Oh. Oh no. We can't tell them that. We must run. Run far away. Please, don't follow me. Medion's anguished voice fades as you sense her climbing to the top of the ridge. Oh my god, kids, stop! Just stop. You strain to catch even the faintest whisper, but fail to... Yeah, she must be elsewhere. Okay. Yeah, she's very scared. Very, very scared. Alright, she's not there. The heck? I just did a full circle. Ah, here it is. How did it come to this? Is this the reason we traveled to the stars? Why we sought out other life forms? Is this it? Is this the answer? No, it cannot be. It cannot be. Medion's anguished voice drifts again to the south. Blah blah blah. Elsewhere. Okay, whatever. This is going on a little long. It could have been half as long, this quest. Compiling report for dissemination to Hermes and all peoples of Aetheris. Processing expedition data. Preparing profiles on intelligent civilizations. Formulating answers to the question. Finalizing report. No, Rislin, you mustn't listen. It's wrong. It's all wrong. Medion's anguished voice flees towards the lake. Any sign of Medion? Panicked and confused, which will make it all the more difficult to predict her movements. Hermes, what do you make of the situation? The Matea are linked to a single mind, a shared consciousness which connects them across any distance. I suspect something has happened which disrupted its usual harmony. How might we access this shared consciousness of theirs? Much as you would approach any sentient being directly. In the Matea's case, that means speaking to any incarnation within physical reach. So unless we can track down the Medion we just lost, we have no means to communicate with them. No way of knowing what befell her sisters. No way to provide directions or guidance. And we had best set our musings aside and concentrate on how we might find her. In the final days, Ether is twisted by the invasion of dynamists from beyond the star, its progress intensified by feelings of fear and despair and anguish. Nay, I like not the picture which emerges with these latest pieces. 'Tis a shame there is no registered concept we could use to create another Meteon, assuming, of course, we could link her to the shared mind. But no, if it were a viable solution, Hermes would have surely suggested it. Frantic search will avail us little. We must be clever about this. Oh, my dear Meteon, what did you witness out there that frightened you so? Why do you seek to keep it from us? How terrible could it possibly be? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Meteon renders herself invisible by matching her etheric density to that of her surroundings, does she not? If so, could we not then disrupt her concealment with a surfeit of ether? Much how itself solidified your presence when first we met you. Don't be absurd. I can hardly channel ether to a recipient whose whereabouts are hidden from me. Which is why we must all work together. Rizlin will continue the search in the same manner as before, but this time with you in tow. Once she ascertains Meteon's likely location, you proceed to reveal our wayward familiar with a swift ethereal downpour. Very clever, and thankfully she has made herself easier to capture by fleeing towards Leith. Assuming she is made visible, it should prove no great feat to herd her into a corner. Then we have our plan. Rizlin and itself will be our tracker and trapper respectively, while we others predict and obstruct Meteon's avenues of escape. Emitselk and I will keep an eye on each other's ether to help coordinate our efforts. Let us be about it. Oh, great. Well, it seems we are partners for the time being. Let us return to where we last saw Meteon and pick up the trail from there. I will keep myself in a state of preparedness, ready to rain down ether at a moment's notice, meaning it falls to you to keep the way clear. Oh, great. Fine. He is very grumpy, extremely grumpy. You calm your mind, your senses questing for any hint of Meteon's presence. But you fail to hear her voice. She must be elsewhere. Nothing this way. Try another route then. Oh, good. So I can fly around. Ah, there we go. Alright. Why can't I fly? Are my functions being restricted? Hide. Yes. I'll just have to hide then, where no one can find me. Meteon's anguished voice heads towards the water's edge. She went into the lake? As if that wasn't tiresome enough. Well, at least that open expanse should make her easier to find. We won't lose her this time. should be able to reach the bottom of this drop by climbing down the rocks at the water's edge. Do not even think of dragging me over the falls. Final days or no, if I end up drenched from head to toe, I swear I will feed you to a remora. Okay, grumpy Hades. Seriously. Oh, man. Not here. I'm not here. Please. By that rock, is she? Very well. What? Why can't I hide? No need to run, Midia. Rislin, what are you saying? Everything is so faint. I'm sorry. I'm not strong enough. Stay away, I'm begging you. Don't make me say it. It will break him. His poor, fragile heart. Now we have a chance. Once the others are in position, the two of us can herd her into their midst. Here we go. There, I see her. This kid runs away one more time, I'm about ready to throw down. Seriously, stop running.
Aha! Give chase. We shall herd her into the shelter.
Please, Meteion. We must speak.
I'm sorry, Hermes. I'm so sorry. If someone can hear these words, then please... Please, protect them. Protect them all.
Individual self-suspended. Connection with shared consciousness stable. Our survey is complete. We shall now report our findings. All units safely arrived at their respective destinations. Seeking answers to Hermes' question, we attempted to make contact with the intelligent denizens of each star. Results are as follows, in order of numerical code. Enna. Traces of civilization found. Structures believed to have served as domiciles. No extant life forms detected. Dio. Ruined remnants of buildings scattered across star, surface of which is encased in ice. Presence of life could not be verified. Tria. Evidence of large population centers, akin to cities recovered. No extant life forms found, only their lingering essence. Tessera. Edifices surmised to be abandoned residences found. No extant life forms detected. Deadly plague or extreme environmental degradation likely to have led to mass extinction.
They are all... dead.
Octo. Star found in state of violent conflict. Contact successfully made with inhabitants, but deployment of weapons of mass destruction resulted in total annihilation of local population shortly thereafter. Inea. Star is a barren desert. No identifiable flora found. Bones of living beings resembling men discovered beneath sands, but determination regarding their intelligence inconclusive.
Remind me, Hermes, what exactly was the question you entrusted to Meteion?
I tasked her with asking what others live for. What gives their lives meaning.
Did you consider what may happen if the premise of the question is flawed? To be able to answer it, one must be living and desire to continue doing so. But if Meteion finds no living beings in the course of her journey, or none who desire to live, what then? What answers would she derive from their silence?
Meteion, enough! Suspend your mission and return hither at once.
Decapente. Local civilization once flourished under auspices of higher power. Said power later laid waste to civilization in fit of rage. Upon revealing this to me, entity elected to self-terminate in lieu of providing answer to question. No other intelligent life forms found.
Turning a deaf ear, are we? We are taking Meteion back to Amarot. As I understand, we will need her if we are to bring back all of her sisters.
Yes. Meteion. It isn't right, is it? It isn't right to turn away from the answer. Even if the answer is pain. Even if we aberrations must scream ourselves hoarse to be heard. Aye. Whatever answers we find, I will not dismiss them out of hand. These words I said to you, and I will hold myself to them.
Okay. Alright.
What is the meaning of this?
You cannot take Meteion, not until she has finished her report. All else must wait.
And gone.
You fool!
All right. Why, Hermes? Why couldn't you just leave well enough alone? These answers assuage the pain. Will these answers assuage the pain you feel when a creation is to return to the ether? Had you never cast your accursed question to the distant stars, you may have one day learned to be at peace upon this one. Oh boy. Alright, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I gotta take a quick sinus cleanse here for my nose. Close your ears, you're gonna hear some snorting. It's not cocaine though. It's just saline solution and honey. Oh, burns though. Oh my god. Oh yeah, bathroom too. Okay, well that's burning. Oh my god. That turkey is looking GEWD good. Oh man. Okay. Now that I am a little more comfortable. Do you understand why Hermes would do this? His logic escapes me entirely. If all Hermes means to do is listen to Meteion's report, then it is his right to do so. But once he receives the answers to his questions, what then? The fate of the world may very well hinge upon the choice he makes in that moment. And we must be there when he makes it. Yes, you did good! Like, good and lewd at the same time. Yes, it's like lewd and good together. Well, you don't like that? It's too close to lewd. Hermes was headed to Katisis. Considering the expansive dimensions of the place, even we may have a difficult time locating his ether. All I can say is that he entered from the rooftop and likely arrived at the uppermost point in the facility. So, do we pursue him? Of course we pursue him! No matter what Hermes might be thinking, Meteon is a potential threat that needs to be brought under our control. The Convocation's duty to safeguard this star takes precedence over any personal stake in the matter. Vana, Rislin? 'Tis clear we stand on a precipice, but we have yet to determine beyond a shadow of a doubt that Meteon's is the hand which tips us over the edge. Nevertheless, if we are to learn the truth of the final days, we must give chase. And even if neither Hermes nor Meteon is ultimately responsible, we cannot leave them to suffer this torment alone. Agreed on all counts. To Katisis Hyperborea we go. Alright, let's do it. Judging from the crowd, something is afoot. I mislike the look of this. I saw naught out of the ordinary. Does anyone know what caused it? What have we here? Excuse me, has something happened inside Katisis? Mistress Vana, I'm so glad you're here. No one knows what prompted it, but the alarm, was sounded and Katisis put into a state of alert. Procedure dictated that we evacuate immediately, and we have yet to investigate further. This is Hermes doing, obviously. And what does this state of alert entail exactly? A field of dampening magic is draped over the entire facility, usually in response to escaped entities and the like. Katisis scholars and observers are unaffected, but everything and everyone else is weakened to a fraction of their usual capabilities. And consider us forewarned. We do, however, have urgent business with Chief Hermes, and must enter the premises regardless. That said, if Hermes is willing to enact such measures, I wonder what other obstacles he has seen fit to drop in our path. With that enfeebling spell in place, we're not like to be at our fighting best. And I was hardly an effective combatant to begin with. I've little to offer beyond my ethereal vision. Then you will put that talent of yours to good use. You were fairly skilled at spotting weaknesses, if I recall. Fairly skilled? Now you've gone and raised everyone's expectations. You all need only make the most of your strengths, and I will fill in the gaps as required. I was once a Zem after all. 'Twas my job to rise to the occasion, be that as defender, aggressor, or healer. I feel better about my lack of prowess already. And you, Emetzel, can impress us with your arcane majesty. You lob potent spells as easily as breathing, but can also channel that power in a protective manner if you so choose, yes? Well, yes, should the situation call for it. Excellent. That should cover us on all fronts. Your tale led us here, Rislin, so 'tis only right that you lead us now. No matter what lies ahead, we will win through to Hermes and Meteon. And then we will face the future together. Here we go! Here we go! Let let us start her up. Enter with a party of NPCs. Yeah, we'll go with them. We actually get to have, I like the names, Soul Seer, Third Seat, and All-Rounder. Oh, alright. Register for duty. Yeah, we're going in with the NPCs. Mega duty. Let's go. Hyper duty.
Turn back, else I might be forced to.
Guide to Katisis Hyperborea. Oh, right, bother this is going to be. Okay, she says, Vanada says, it seems he is determined to protect Meteon. Alright, let's read this. Guide to Katisis Hyperborea. Have you ever wondered whether your creation is a beneficial existence to the star? Wonder no more, for at Katisis Hyperborea, our mission is to determine the answer. From temperate what sense is Hyperborea? From temperate plains to tropical jungles, not dungeons. From smoldering volcanoes to frozen fields, we put creations to the proof in a wide range of meticulously recreated environments. Will your creation be able to survive in the wider world, or will it threaten the survival of other species? The answers to such questions and more our highly trained staff will uncover. Oh, it sounds like a freaking commercial.
Be gone!
Have a taste!
It is a safari. Oh my god, I think I pulled too much. Woo! That was a big pull. Again, it's a desert right next to icy landscape.
I see you opening.
Oh, Hippodeus doesn't want to put down the creations. Oh my god. My health is getting a little low. What are they doing? Are they even here? Oh my god. They didn't follow me. This could be bad. They do that shit all the time. Scare the crap out of me.
I'm not entirely useless.
Like, they'll hang back and kill just one. All three of them just kill one while I'm dying over here. I have to pull all the things. As a tank, I have to pull it all. Wall to wall. That's what you... That is the way to do it. Alright. It's like, oh dear. This fellow seems disinclined to let us pass. Then we have no choice but to force our way. Alright, we're forcing our way. That's actually the name of a, It's actually the name of a, battle theme from one of the Final Fantasies. I think it's from Final Fantasy VIII. Force Your Way. It's a good song.
I see you opening.
Impressive concealment ability. Is it seriously trying to hide? I've had enough of this mummer's farce. Come on. Get over here. Oh, come on! He's 80%. Alright, over here.
Hope this works.
Alright. First boss down. What? I already have the Mask of Bending. Whatever. No, it won't let me have it because I already have it. Yeah, I'm... Oh, man. Like, my health. Here we go. Whenever, blood winning's up, then I'm fine. But it's like, waiting for those seconds to tick away. Boy. I take into, like, I love playing the warrior because I try and solo so much stuff because of the self-healing. It's crazy. Like, you know, not, like, current level stuff, but, like old dungeons and stuff. I'm like, I just try and see if I can, how much I can solo with being able to self-heal. It's fun.
I see you opening.
Out my way.
Here's an observational journal. According to Mistress Lissa, her creation is based on a concept of a bipedal wolf, and indeed it is impressively man-like in its gait. It is also highly intelligent, as is evidenced by its ability to employ tools, while the gleam in its eyes gives the impression that it comprehends our words. If this proves to be the case, it would be a shame that its throat isn't designed for speech. I must make mention of this in my next report. Yeah, they were. Many were. But hey, I actually was able to handle some stuff.
I see you opening.
Out of my way.
Have a taste.
Alright. Next boss. Goodness me, what manner of thinking is behind this? There truly is no accounting for taste. I guess they don't like the snake, the three-headed snake.
I see you, Company.
Oh, come on. It is a tri-snack. It is.
I'm not entirely useless.
Out of my way!
I see you, Company.
Out of my way!
I'm not entirely useless.
Oh boy.
I'm not entirely useless.
I know, you keep saying that, Hippodeus. Like, seriously, we get it.
Hope this is the ether!
He keeps saying he's not entirely useless, and then he's always the first one. He's always the first one to hit the limit break. I think he's trying to compensate for something. I pass for Constitution, but I fail for Intelligence. If its concept is submitted, I will certainly reject it. Alright. Clearly not.
I cannot let you take Meteor. Not yet.
Yeah, I know.
I see you, Opening.
Have a taste. taste!
I'm not entirely useless.
Have a taste! Have a taste!
Okay, okay, but what if I don't want to taste? Seriously.
Have a taste!
Oh my god, she's gonna shove it down my throat. Clearly.
I must hear their answers before they're expunged from existence.
Have a taste!
And again. Oh shit. More burbs. More burbs!
Have a taste!
Out of my way! This may sting.
Flying lifeforms and introduction. The successful creation of migratory birds, which travel between continents with the seasons, came as a breath of fresh air to the long stagnant realm of flying lifeforms. In the end, it was a relatively simple thing to grant creatures the ability to navigate by celestial bodies, but this method lacked the precision needed to guide them to the same location each time, as would be vital to their survival. The breakthrough came in the form of magnetic fields, the use of which was discovered by the incumbent Fan Daniel during his tenure as Chief Overseer of Elpis, a truly inspired idea that has brought lasting benefits to the star. Just groundbreaking work, I say. Groundbreaking. Alright.
So, it comes to this. I've no wish to fight, but this time, I cannot yield. Though the world may think me a mad, desperate fool, I will hold fast to my conviction.
I did. I literally cracked my knuckles. I don't like this fight.
I will have the time and tranquility I require. Lust and gale, gather to me! Ancient brand, unleash your power!
Here we are right here.
Dancing winds, he is my foe!
I see you opening.
Stars on high, fall and rain! Of ether! Surge is one!
Alright.
I'm not entirely useless.
Out of my way!
I'm gonna stand over here. I'm just gonna follow them.
Dancing winds, he is my foe! Stars on high, fall and rain! Even when
I'm
transformed,
not entirely useless.
but I am not finished yet.
I'm not entirely useless.
Okay, that was actually not too bad. I think I had it pretty good.
No! My power!
Alright. Now to get some answers.
It's over, Hermes. In the name of the Convocation, I hereby take Meteion into custody. And setting aside the matter of your nomination, you will come with us too. We require your knowledge to assess and resolve the situation.
Meteion, I am so sorry. Would that I could have listened to your report in full. Reflected upon its meaning and conveyed it to others. That they might reconsider their chosen course. But I have failed. And that wish will never be realized. However, ere our fates become the province of others, I bid you tell me just one thing. Was there happiness in those distant stars? Was there a reason for living?
We conducted our search as per your instructions. We scoured historical records, communed with the spirits of the deceased, heard the final testaments of the dying, welcomed their shadowed hearts into our own. One race had striven to create a world bereft of animosity. They renounced relationships to avoid interpersonal strife, and in so doing brought about societal collapse. One race had renounced war and devoted itself to the enrichment of its people. They were conquered. Though they destroyed the enemy in reprisal, they could not regain their former glory. One race had concluded that finite time was the root of all woes. Aspiring to shatter its shackles, they went in search of infinity. They discovered nothing is infinite, and that neither time or death can be cheated. Disillusioned, they gave up on the future and themselves. One race had discarded all things that gave rise to sorrow, hoping to have only joy. They found joy lost its savor in the absence of sorrow, and lost their will to live. Though worlds apart, these peoples shared a belief. The belief that they had tried their best. That they had tried to fulfill their potential with every step and success. In the course of which, they learned the truth. That they would never be free of fear and sorrow, anger and despair, of loneliness, so long as they yet lived.
Well.
Even now their souls cry out for oblivion. And to this song of anguish, I lend my voice. We lend our voice. Oh, beloved mankind, shimmering jewels of beautiful Etheris, rejoice, for we will free you from the cruel yoke of existence.
There is no need to struggle in vain, for in nihility awaits salvation. You will know peace and serenity, and it will be beautiful. We will make our nest at the edge of the universe, and there in the dark of dead worlds hoard sorrow and suffering.
Yes.
There we will sing, our chorus ever louder and ever clearer, that our song may reach even this ether-shrouded star. Such is the answer we have found in the stars. Such is the gift we now offer to Atheris.
Who are you to decide our fate? To decree we live or die?
Uh-oh.
Have you lost your mind? You heard what she said. She means to destroy us all, yet you'd still take her side?
In the name of the star, we have discarded those creations that we deemed flawed. If we ourselves are flawed, does it not stand to reason that we too should be discarded?
That is sophistry, and you know it!
Perhaps it is. Perhaps I am wrong. But who is to say that you are right? Let us settle this with a determination. In my authority as Chief Overseer of Elpis, I will make a judgment on man's fitness to exist. If he can learn to value all life and retain his will to live, even should his end be justified, he will surely find a way to avert his demise. If not, he will perish from the start. As with all determinations, provisions must be made to ensure fairness. Kairos! Awaken!
Memory reconfiguration system Kairos activated. Awaiting instruction.
Command. Universal memory alteration. Target area. Catesis Hyperborea. Starting point. Arrival of Emmet Selk of the Convocation at Propylion. Endpoint. The present. Erase the memories of all events. And replace with a vague recollection of the following.
No.
I was here, preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to Emmet Selk and Hythlodaeus. Meteon's shared consciousness became unstable. She and her sisters could not sustain their existence, and all dissipated with a burst. The resultant shockwave accidentally triggered Kairos, which erased several days of memories from all present. Execute.
Command acknowledged. Initializing. 3 processes remaining to execution.
Bravo. I dare say one would be hard-pressed to make it fairer. Everything that you told us, everything that has happened, the fact we've even met, it will all be gone.
Go, Meteor. To the edge of the universe, where none can reach you.
Hermes? Won't you come with me? If you were to shed your flesh, I should be able to carry you.
I will remain. As a man, I will oppose the oblivion you bring.
Silly fool. Had you said yes, I would have granted you the gentlest end.
This ends here!
Fly, Meteor!
That is far enough, Hermes!
Argos, to me!
First process complete. 2 remaining to execution of memory reconfiguration.
As if we needed more pressure. No matter what, you cannot forget what happened today. For it is the key to saving your future. Your world. This fight is our fight. What comes after, our problem to contend with. Not yours. No. Your own struggle awaits. And no one else can take your place. You must flee this place with your memories intact. And I will see that you do. Now then, where is it? There you are, my little confluence.
I don't know if she's gonna make it. Argos, keep running, doggo.
Almost! Very well then.
What?
You may elude us this day, but not forever.
She put a tracker on it.
Meteon's gotten away.
It did turn into a
Second process complete. 1 remaining to execution.
Ugh. No time for brooding. Listen well. Beyond lies a spatial confluence that connects the interior sections of this building. I will destroy the confluence and force open a way outside. When I do, you must jump through.
I cannot tell you how sorry I am. But neither can I let you escape!
Well, game over. Story's over. We lost. Damn it.
Too brave by half. Exemplary work, as always, Emmett Selk.
What?
how? I thought the confluence was... over...
Over there? Yes. We were rather hoping we would.
It was never anywhere but where it is now. The instant those two began making their way towards nothing, 'twas clear the plan was a diversion.
I'm quite incapable of destroying a confluence, I must confess.
A gambit brazen beyond words. Though we've grown accustomed to reckless improvision due to the antics of an incorrigible associate. Though, in the case of certain present company, incorrigible is an understatement. Honestly, I'm beginning to suspect it's a requirement for every Azen.
It must be.
There's no time! Quickly!
Even now, I do not believe your tale. I would not suffer us to walk such a wretched path. Still, if it must be said, do not squander it. The legacy I leave you.
Final process complete. Executing universal memory alteration.
Go, Argos!
Woo! Made it. She didn't lose her memory. I don't think she's going back, but she didn't have it erased.
I'm fine. Just a little tired. Can it be true? Are we the only ones left who see beauty in the world? In life? Are the stars above no more than husks of fallen civilizations? And yet, I feel her. Though she is unimaginably distant, I feel Meteon's presence, and the place where to we must go. Ere she made good her escape, I placed an enchantment upon her, one which allows us to follow her trail. She has already left the outermost bounds of Aetheris, and continues on her way. Given the vastness of the universe, it will still be no easy feat to track her down. But thanks to Emet-Selch and his Ladeus, all is not lost. We remember. So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape.
Well, what becomes of the others, I wonder?
I'd like to know too. Let us ascertain the situation at Kutisis Hyperborea, where they should still be. Given the likely state of their memories, however, it would be imprudent for us to approach them directly. In which case... I am sorry, my friend. I've asked much of you this day, but may I trouble you one last time? Argos will investigate in our stead. We will share in his consciousness and see and hear as if we were with him. Now, close your eyes and open your mind.
Thank goodness you are unharmed.
Unharmed? There is a gaping hole in my memories. I can scarcely remember arriving here in Elpis.
Forgive me. I was preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to our guests. But Meteion, her shared consciousness became unstable. And she...
So, that's what prompted the state of alert. And when you went to investigate, you were caught in Kairos's accidental operation.
So it would seem. It's all a blur to me.
Such an unfortunate accident. Oh, and what of Vinar and your other companion? You went inside together, as I recall.
We did?
If Vinar was with us, I have no recollection of it. But that there is her familiar, is it not? The fellow seems happy enough, so I think it's safe to assume his mistress is well. I haven't the slightest notion who this other companion might be, however.
Ah, well, that individual struck me as a bit different, for want of a better word. Perhaps it wasn't actually a person, but some manner of creation.
Curious. I must ask Vinar about it when next we meet.
Yes, you do that. Now, if we may tend to Hermes, whatever this Meteion did, it seems he bore the brunt of it. Once you are fit to travel, you will return with us to Amarot. We need to make certain there are no other ill effects.
Just a creation.
Also, I am here on business of the 14. We've already had the conversation, like as not, but since your toy wiped my memory, we'll have to have it again.
Yes, of course. As you see fit.
This Kairos, it manipulates memories through the emission of etheric waves, correct? There is a theory which holds that memories scoured by blasts of ether are restored when the soul is cleansed in the underworld. If true, then perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
I doubt aught of interest occurred. Look forward to the revelation if you like, but I should prefer to reminisce on more meaningful moments.
Let us rest, if only for a while. After all, you and I... oh, we still have a long, long way to go.
That was a long cutscene. That was pretty long. Yeah, caging the messenger. you feeling at all recovered? I understand that your exertions were more than purely physical, but resting one's body, if only for a moment, is never without merit. As for Hermes, I think it unlikely he will create more entelechies. He poured much of himself into Meteon, and now that she and her sisters are gone, dissipated in his mind, the grief must be unbearable. He will blame himself. He will believe that, had he never acknowledged his dissatisfaction with the world, then the Metea would have never been born to suffer and die. The offer to join the 14 will be a welcome distraction, and one day hence he will face the advent of the final days in the role of Van Daniel. Alright. Rislin, listen to me. Our duty now is not to denounce Hermes for his misguided determination, or to convince Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus that they have been deceived. No, we must instead ensure that the experiences Hermes sought to expunge are preserved. What remains in our memories alone will be our weapon against the final days. You must fight this battle in your age, and I in mine. Come, let us walk together once more. I will see you to the doors of Purple Lion. Okay, we're gonna finish this quest and then I'm gonna call it here, because I think this, at the end of this, it's gonna be probably another 20 minutes because there's another big cutscene coming up. But I think that this will be a good place to end the stream before we pick it up again on next Friday. Your time in this age is drawing to an end. Upon speaking to Vana, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Like I said, it's going to be a long one. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time. Yes, let's do it.
So, it is within. The portal that brought you hither, and will take you home.
Yes, this is where we part ways.
May you and yours emerge triumphant. Make use of the knowledge you have gained, that your days in Elpis and our friend's sacrifice be not in vain. With Meteon free to pursue her designs, 'tis only a matter of time until the final days are upon us. We must be ready. From fortifying our defenses to securing our escape, there is much to be done. In spite of this, we cannot allow the report that set this calamity in motion to become common knowledge. Were the masses to learn the fates of the other stars, I fear the situation would spiral out of our control. I must carefully consider who can be trusted, and bring them into the fold. Ordinarily, I wouldn't hesitate to call upon the 14. However, it was the desire for a fair determination that drove Hermes to attempt to erase our memories. Were he made aware of his actions, there is no telling whether he would remain a friend or become a foe. Alternately, we might try to alienate him from the convocation. Yet in doing so, we would deprive ourselves of a brilliant mind who would be invaluable in the crises to come. Quite the dilemma. Which is why I must work independently of the convocation. Regardless of how we proceed, if we are to permanently avert the final days, we must be equal to Hermes' challenge. We must prove that mankind is worthy to exist. And this hinges, I think, on how we confront the all-consuming despair that accompanies a senseless and seemingly inevitable end. Bewildered and divided, we would perish like the peoples of those celestial ruins. We could not hope to survive the final days, much less take the battle to Meteion at her nest. We must find a way to defeat despair, to unite and prepare as many as possible for the struggle ahead. Heavy will weigh the burden of guiding this legion of souls. Yet I have faith in mankind's potential. As long as he believes in himself, there is naught he cannot achieve. So I will not give up on him. On us. You may find your world to be very different. Or perhaps the erasure of our friends' memories has sown the seeds of a conjunction between us. We cannot know until the moment is at hand. So shall I strive to do my best, taking naught for granted as I walk my path. And I pray you walk with me to the end. As you move forward, so too will I, as will all, resolved to fight for the morrow. And when mankind has found the strength to stand against despair, we shall silence the song of oblivion. She who sings it will learn our journey is far from over. This I promise. Fare you well, my light of the future, till we meet again.
Well, I guess we've been working together for a long, long time. Back to flying through the stars.
From this day forth, I shall strive to bring honor to the seat of Vandan.
Yeah, space.
Even now, I remember standing there, locked in a moment where the sky is aflame. Where stars fall as tears, and screams darken the seas. Where resignation rots the trees. Where terror twists magics into abominations. Such is the lament of they who have gone before. The song of they who tried and failed to create a better world. The song of the end. That which hides at the edge of the universe is no longer Hope's creation. It is hopelessness incarnate. That day, mankind saw half of its number sacrificed to bring forth Zodiac. And covering the star in a shroud of ether, we forestalled the final days. Yet the cries echoed still. We wept for innocence lost, wailed for death inevitable. A reality too terrible to bear. And for too many who sought comfort in gilded memories of joyful days and tranquil nights.
This is all wrong! Why must we suffer so?
It needn't be like this. No. There must be a way to restore things to the way they were. To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
No, my friends. Suffering exists, and we cannot pretend otherwise. No civilization, however great, could eliminate it. If we would live, we must accept it as our constant companion. Let us not seek to forget this tragedy. Let us carry it in our hearts, that we may grow stronger and know true happiness.
We can't accept it! We won't accept it! It will be ours again! A world free of sorrow!
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness. No paradise is without its shadows. If we cannot accept this truth and learn from our pain, then our plight shall be repeated.
Oh, they're not listening to her.
O mighty Zodiac! God, born of our boundless faith! We bid you, hear our prayer! Accept this offering of lives, and deliver unto us the lives we once had. Deliver unto us the days of old, the days when the star was a font of love, and we knew naught but bliss.
You would destroy it? Our beautiful world?
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all, a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning and my purpose. My love. In spite of, or perhaps because of this, I choose to believe in mankind's potential, in his ability to find a way forward. So let there be no way back. From that temptation, I sunder us. No more shall man have wings to bear him to paradise. Henceforth, he shall walk.
Yep, she did it. But at what point would enough have been enough? They would have kept sacrificing more and more people to get what they lost.
Excruciating pain. I breathe fire and torment. I birth a world of suffering to mire and plague.
It is, isn't it?
In one fleeting moment, lives come and go, ever moving towards the unknown. And in that fleeting moment, they cry for the answer to the question. Why, given life, are they meant to suffer, to die? As fragmented, imperfect beings, yours is a never-ending quest. A quest to find your purpose, knowing your end is assured. To find the strength to continue when all strength has left you. To find joy, even as darkness descends. And amidst deepest despair, light everlasting.
I think we're back.
A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Oof. That was a cutscene. That was a cutscene. Alright, we're heading back. Let's turn in this quest and then we'll call it there. Yes, very heavy. And just there's heavier stuff to come. Just the next couple weeks of quests are gonna be some tears will be shed. Or no, yeah, charlatan. Little charlatan. Rislin, impeccable timing as always. I'd heard you were off in the first as part of our efforts to investigate the final days. Well, as so often seems to be the case while you were away, we've had some few developments, which we can discuss in just a moment. For now, however, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to have you back. Alright, and those few developments will have to wait until next Friday. Because we're gonna get... We are now on the last leg of quests. And we might actually next Friday, I don't know, I think maybe we're gonna have 3 more weeks of this, because the last few quests and the last couple battles are pretty long. But, we should get to the next dungeon next Friday. Next dungeon and a trial. I can probably push it and we'll get there. Then it's the home run. The final zone and the home run. Or not home run, but the last leg. We're at the home stretch. Home stretch to the end.